Welcome to stream. And we opening up with a let me just turn this down. Hello everyone, I am currently nervous to review this. Just stop. There we go. Now we're ready. So, Pastel, welcome. King, welcome. Winter, hello. Delta, welcome to stream. I'm nervous. I am very fucking nervous, but then again at the same time, I don't need to be. I don't need to be because this album is maybe, this album is over a year old. And the next one's around the corner, which is going to be about 1,000 times better, so. I'm here too, but only because Winter threatened me to call me a balloon again. Oh, been threatened. We all been threatened, even me. Got my trusty drink here. Anyways, this is a very interesting stream because I don't react to stuff more often than my co-partner Beastly. So I get that way too, but you'll be fine, I promise. Everyone's fine. I am very nervous to review this because not only is it an old album, but it's a gold album, literally. Kizando, hello. For that. Enough procrastination. I think it is time to review this thing. Let me just get. Oh shit. Okay, wait a minute. Give me a minute. Not that one. Ooh. Still going horribly wrong. I blame Windows. Damn it, Windows. Speak from your intrusive thoughts at any given moment. I did react to the little update version. That'll make you feel a bit better. Yeah. I think it's just your internet though. Oh, well, it says it's fine for everyone else, I think. Hello, Memory. Hello, everyone who's in stream right now. I am shitting bricks. Did we just get on with this? I am scared. Oh, very scared and nervous. Okay, you know, fuck it. We rolling. Fuck it.
What's up, guys? Ian of Winter Duster here, back with another album reaction on stream. Come join us in the chat if we're live. We're probably reacting to stuff or we're playing some games. Tonight, we are checking out an amazing album, out of what I've been told at least. I've heard it's quite amazing. From Brandon B.B.B. and the Golden Trio team,
It is me.
we have the ComplexiVerse LP. Now, ComplexiVerse was an LP that I believe originally released in 2022. However, Brandon has updated the album with new tracks, new EQ settings, just new mastering settings overall, adding also 2 new deluxe tracks to the album. So I thought, hey, why not be a good guy and check it out on stream?
Okay, let me preface why I did the lore update to begin with, is because it, the graphics don't make sense. I added 2 new tracks and then we went with it. LTU Games, hello Brandon Gonja, hello LTU, welcome to stream. What's there to be scared about? Cause it's my album. If it's rated below, like if it's rated poorly, shit. Long way to go, brother. Either way, I don't. I think it's nervous in the case that someone watched it and has reviewed it, but at the same time, there's nothing to be worried about because the next album's gonna be better anyway. It's a weighing scale, but yeah, the law update was just like better graphics, 2 new tracks, and just overall make it fit. So that was just it.
I don't know if he's in the chat right now. He might be, but
I was
I
asleep.
think what we're gonna do
I was
is we are
asleep
going
during
to
the stream.
like the album video. You guys should do that far more often.
Okay.
And we are going to get right into this thing. Let's do it. ComplexiVerse, the full album.
Lord help me.
From the Golden Trio. That tune's familiar to me.
The opening track of Remembrance.
Yeah.
There's been those when you watch Mario's where you enjoyed it. But it was fine, you'll be alright.
Remembrance.
Yeah. I'll go through the
This is
names
kind of
and
like
what
the
they mean.
main ComplexiVerse theme tune, if I recall correctly. Like this is kind of the motif.
This was used in law videos, because, yes. I think the next album will have a better intro track, so don't worry, I'll be having a better intro track and an outro track. Okay, Remembrance, let me be honest, good opener. Used it for pretty much everything. There's some stuff about it that I just want. I just want there to be another intro track that has the same vein, but also just like makes it a bit more impactful. Hey, Brian, I forgot to mention about the Golden Trio restoration in the works. ComplexiVerse Restoration, the second ComplexiVerse album. Yes, that is probably going to be the better album of ComplexiVerse, if I do say so myself, because there's one track in particular that has 2 key changes, and I'm not going to say which one. 2 key changes, might I add. 2. Yeah, ComplexiVerse Restoration is in the works. We have... How many tracks have I done? Wait a minute. Let me count. Yeah, 6 tracks already done. So Axel 2. Yep, there's a track with... actually, there is 3 tracks with key changes at the moment. 3, because I forgot that that track had a key change. Yeah, one of the tracks that have a key change is already out on the channel, but I guess certain people will wait until the full album release to actually listen to it. But actually, I do want to say something. I do want to say something in regards to ComplexiVerse restoration. What was it? The recent installment of Blacked Out Remastered. It's a good thing, don't worry. I'm actually a bit surprised about it. If I can find it. Yeah, Blacked Out Remastered within 11 days has 107 views. That's insane, because I never thought like a remaster would go that far, but in terms of... That blew my mind, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I think Blacked Out is probably my favourite track at the moment. Publicly, at least. Just You and Me was another good one, but then I remastered that as well. Because new guitar VSTs are a wonder to work with. So. Which is 108 views. 3 months. That's crushed that. Anyway, I feel like we can continue with this, so.
Right.
I forgot this track existed.
I think I might have actually heard this one at one point.
Yeah? Maybe, I can't remember. The drums killed it for me when I made this.
Ooh.
To be fair, this track was something, it was good in the moment, but now after expanding on certain ideas, it just doesn't sound right now. Either way, I'm having fun. Thankfully, I'm not remastering this.
So good.
Made sure the bass was present in this. Again, there's some things with this track that I wanted to change. Maybe later down the line I'll remaster this one. Maybe. Who knows? And just if we ask, no, this isn't going in the new album. No. There's a different track for that. Who knows?
Something I really have to give Brandon credit for is the idea of using motifs in music. A lot of times you get artists that write these crazy riffs or do these crazy shred solos, but they don't have a through line in a motif that comes with their music. It's specifically why I love Deltarune and Undertale. Those soundtracks, and even Undertale Yellow, they share motifs that carry this kind of musical theme throughout their collections. And it's seen a little bit, I would say, in the Iris trilogy of albums, Heart of an Artist, Goliath's Throne, and Dawn of the Demetrix, but it's not as present in GT. I really hope that Brandon plays around with the same kind of the motif that he uses here, because you can really hear its presence throughout these tracks so far.
Oh, Blacked Out Remastered, how you were a blessing to me. Because not only did I mess around with certain motifs, I messed around with like my style is it's game soundtracks. That's my initial genre I base myself off of. Because it works. It works for the lore I'm writing. That's pretty much all I've got to say about that. Yeah, the wide one was originally let me go through the logistics of this track. Wide one is an original track from my ex channel, The Peeps. Well, I say my ex channel because I'm no longer a part of it. That has been remastered many fucking times to the point where I said enough, this is the final one, but I didn't have as much pride and joy making this one as I did his previous version, because I was sick and tired of just like trying to outdo myself, and that's where the wide one revamped was like a good closer. So much could have been done with it, but I felt like it was good enough to that point to draw the line with certain remasters. Yeah, wide one is like a 4-old track that has been remastered many times, if memory serves. No, it's 3 years. I can't fucking remember. Doing things over and over feels so shit because because you got it done and the process is grueling. Yes, that's why I stopped making DA games remixes to begin with, because it's a revolving door. So don't get me wrong, I still like mess around with the MIDI files I've got for Iris and DA games. I never release them because no, I don't want to, and it's just to experiment with new EQs and reverb settings and delay, distortion or something. Yeah, the reason why I use them is because of just experimentation. So I can use it in original pieces. Like for example, there was I need to pay attention to what's going on. Yeah, ain't no one paying attention. I'm just going over the process of how I make music. Well, how I make this, or the process of how I make stuff to sound the way it sounds. So Green SSD, there was supposed to be a remix based off of that. No, it wasn't that. Was it? No, it wasn't. Living Life Without the Core, that remix was released like months and months ago. I got a comment saying stop using FL Slayer. I completely ignored it. And after experimenting with the guitars I used in Blacked Out Remastered, I just said, you know what, I should have listened a lot more earlier, because the guitars now sound way more better. So I kept experimenting it with the Green SSD MIDI files, which were originally public to a channel who did MIDIs, but I guess they deleted them. I still have them just for experimentation, but all in all, sound has improved, and let's just say I want to experiment with different types of stuff. Way more better. Ah, yes, a perfect way more better. Ah, yes, perfect English from the Englishman. Yes. It's way more clean and, let's just say, well, better is the term, but it's a lot more cleaner and it's a lot more, you know, audibly pleasing. Is that? I guess we can use it. It's pleasant to eardrums. There you go.
Let's keep going.
Yes, I did take inspiration from Undertale and Deltarune.
God, that bass is pounding.
With the 8-bit sounds at least.
Yo.
Attention to detail, the new wide one design is in that one, because yes, I have the poster of it like behind me. Okay. Should hear the old version of this. Fucking shit. Well, the remaster that I haven't released, I can't remember. It's been a while. It's been a while. This is just a... I don't know what incorporated me to replace the regular drums.
It's a very simple motif.
Yeah, very simple motif, don't get me wrong.
But it works.
I wish at that point I would have made him a lot more impactful, but overall it was what I was going for at the time.
I like that bit. Has this more open space.
Yeah, that's probably why I did it. I want to have this track some room to breathe. I don't like this synth now. If testing new ones, then it makes sense to replace it.
Back to the piano. There we go. I love it. I love that first track. It's really an indication that it's simple, yeah, but it's done by one guy. Who's not as experienced in music creation, but he still has done something crazy with it. He's got a great sense of musicality, Brandon. He works extremely hard, and if you guys know him, he works extremely fast.
Oh, how you're not wrong. Oh, I'm falling back into my peeps way. Woe is me. Yeah, I do work fast. I work very fast, surprisingly. I think the reason why that track specifically took maybe 20 to 25 minutes to make was just it was a remaster and a revamp. Well, revamp, sorry. Yeah, that took like maybe 20-25 minutes to both master, mix, add effects, and overall just export. It's a very simple track to make. Thankfully with what was it? Two certain tracks that are in later in this album I did remaster. However, with one of them I still have to remaster it again because it just doesn't sound right. I just heard from a friend of mine that Black Down Remastered sounds like a Power Rangers theme. I can't unhear it, and yes, that's a good thing. If it's a good thing, then I'll take it. Yeah, I really like how Wide One sounds, and what Ian's told me is that if it's a good track, then yes, it is made by one person, but if the Wide One had some more creative freedom, and if I had worked in like a proper studio with a bunch of people, then it would have sound 10,000 times better. But personally, I wanted to make it more personal. That's why I work alone with music at the moment. In terms of I work alone with music. In terms of law basis, because that's me. But if I want to do like covers afterwards, I want to like, to be fair, I've downloaded Voice Mod, and I wanted to try out the for those who have Voice Mod, that you know that there's a filter on there called Radio Demon. I want to try out some Hasbro Hotel covers. Also, I can't hear Alone Again without hearing the Alan Watts speech anymore. Fair enough. Fair enough. Very good right here. Very good right there. Yeah. I do work fast. It works, but is it tedious? Like, let me put it in perspective. So each track maybe took maybe about 20 minutes to an hour, maybe 2 hours. The tracks I make now take a day each. A day each. I'm messing around with new materials, ladies and gentlemen. I've been messing around with different effects, different instruments, and it's pretty good. I think we can continue with this. This is
his process with making songs is just like, he has the idea for it over the course of a couple months, but when he actually gets to work on a song, he gets it done within like an hour and a half, no matter what the length of it is, no matter how complex it sounds.
Pun. There's a pun there. Complex hat.
It's just lickety fucking split for him. It's amazing. I've seen it on calls and in VC chats before. Brandon is a legend in terms of just how quick he can make quality stuff like this.
I want to tell you all a bit of a secret. I want to tell you all a very big secret. You all know I use FL Studio, right? I have a confession to make. I'm using the trial version of FL. Yes, I haven't bought FL Studio. I haven't paid for it. I'm using the trial version. So I'm restricted with certain things. However, if it's sounding like this, I can't complain. Just wait until I properly buy FL Studio. You all will see. I know. Shame of me. I don't blame it. Yeah, to be fair, I've been using the trial version of FL for about maybe 3-4 years, maybe longer than that. Gotta do what you gotta do. Yes, fucking exactly. Continue with.
So, yeah, let's check out some more. All right, next one we have the emblem's power.
Ooh. This track was a bit of a hit and miss.
Oh, that's cool.
Wish, hello.
The beats here. This is really cool.
I don't really necessarily like this, but I can't hate it. This specific track, and I'll get to it when the track's done. Like, this doesn't really please my ears as much as it used to.
I really like the subtle beat here, the rhythm. It's one beat and then 3 beats, 2 beats, 3 beats, repeat. That's really cool.
I mean, to be fair, the Emblem's Power was just like a track I made within an hour. Which wasn't original.
The guitar. Ooh.
You got confused, it's not a guitar.
So subtle.
To be fair, it is, but it isn't.
Yeah, that's cool. Very atmospheric, this track.
Technically, this album was supposed to be like giving off atmospheres and battle themes. That's all I gave the vibe
I
of.
like this.
Personally, I don't feel like I would remaster this one. I wouldn't. I do want to have a bit of I'll say it in a minute, don't worry. The track's nearly over.
Where do we go with this track? Like, ooh, there's the guitar again. I think this would be like the chorus for the track, right?
Yeah, I guess. This was mainly just to be like an atmospheric type thing, like a backing atmospheric, but if you want to have, if there's lyrics involved, that would be the chorus.
Yo, is that it for that one?
Yep.
I think it might be. Yeah. I really like that one. It was much more atmospheric, I would say, than Wired One and the title track Remembrance, I believe. Yeah, it didn't feel... It almost felt like kind of an interlude track, but a rather long interlude track, I might say.
Yeah, to be fair.
A little bit over 3 minutes, but it was nice. It had this very atmospheric, spacey, kind of lo-fi feel to it.
So, I kind of like it. Yeah, though. I mean, if you mean, to be fair, the emblem's power was just made during the time I was experimenting with lo-fi. So I thought I'd just make like a quick thing. The guitars that he mentioned weren't actually real guitars; they were synths, like plucks. So I'm a bit surprised that they got classified as guitar. That means we got him, lads. We tricked him. Tricked him. Been bamboozled. Emblem's power was just made in the same era I was experimenting with lo-fi, so I thought, you know what, this sounds like it sounds like something that the law would have, so I'll just put it in there. I can't remember what the process was for making it, the actual process. I think it was just a case of lo-fi vibes 2 was an idea in question. I thought I'd experiment with certain things, and that was probably the second idea I made. And I just expanded on it. Put it in this album. I mean, overall, I do like it. I do like this track. I mean, to be fair, in terms of the lore stuff, I'll get into the lore stuff real quick. The emblem isn't Scientia's origin, so the emblem wasn't by Scientia, it was by someone outside, so it does, so it fits. It's a space vibe. It was from the outer walls, like the outer, I can't really explain it. It wasn't from within the barrier that everyone is encompassed in. There you go. Let me just say that now.
I really liked it. Okay. Next we have Blacked Out.
A personal one.
I have a feeling I know where this one goes.
Which I remastered because I fucking love this one. Also, who is wait a minute. Thing. Whoa. Motherfucker. Here we go. Yes, capture cursor, please. Who's this sexy son of a bitch? Who's this motherfucker? Who is this? No. Who's this? Has a catchy tune. Yeah, to be fair, catchy. I wouldn't say catchy. I'll just say like more. Thankfully, the remaster sounds a lot more cleaner, and it removes the piano. The choir sounds a lot better in the newer one as well. Oh.
Yeah. Very clearly MIDI, but the guitar work is nice.
Funny enough, I hate the guitar. That's because I'm working with the new ones, don't worry. At the time, I was like, F.
I love the motif here. I love how big this sound is. Brandon always makes his pieces feel very cinematic and epic.
Every single
and the synth here.
Every single boss track is a lot more impactful, I think. And you get this. Thankfully, I've improved. Thankfully. I think what else I can say about this track other than the production of it. I'll get into that afterwards.
doing here? What are we doing? What are we doing?
I'm doing something.
I love that synth.
I replaced it, sadly, in the remaster. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Yeah. Okay.
And I can talk about this remaster. The key change was here. Let me just say it now. The key change was in the final part here.
Something I've never really given Brandon credit for is how complex the drums are.
I'm a drummer.
These are really top-notch stuff.
I'm a drummer. It makes sense. I always end it with the same vein because it just gives like a actual B.B.B. feel. Every ending has that.
Wow. Yeah. I really like that one. I really like Blacked Out. I do not like the meaning behind it.
Yes. Okay, for those who know what blacked out actually means, it's so blacked out is a state of social leave. Let's just say if something's gone wrong on my end, whether it be like a bad thing, like let's just say something personal happens, I go away from it, and then I put my state as blacked out, which is just like a way of saying I'm taking a break. Things are not going in a very good direction right now. Yeah, bad. That's it. That's it, Squish. It's a very bad thing, but at the same time, it's a good thing because it lets me have some time away from the internet. But at the same time, when stuff gets too big for you, it's a bit challenging. So that's why that's why I'm taking more breaks than usual, and that's why this album, the upcoming one, is taking longer than the previous one because I'm actually having fun with it, and I'm taking a lot more breaks than usual because mental health matters. It matters. So Blacked Out is personal to me, and that's why I thought I would remaster it for the upcoming album because it just seems to make sense in regards to the cryptid side of the story, at least. Yeah, I'll say Blacked Out is probably my favorite track at the moment, and it's my favorite, like, it's just my overall favorite song I've produced. The fact that I make anime, you do need time to make stuff. Yeah, whether it be in animation, music, even video editing, thumbnail, whatever like job or passion or hobby you have, do need time away, and it feels fucking fantastic. So, yeah, I just want to say Black Dot is probably one of my favorite tracks, just because it's personal to me, very personal to me. So.
Brandon has explained the tracks to me previously, and it's like, well, I don't like the reason why that track was made. I love the sound of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very pumping, driving track. I really like it. And knowing that it comes from a place of pain and darkness, it really makes it all the more admirable to turn it into what it sounds like kind of a hype track. You'd work out to something like that.
Black Dot was made in a very it was made in a very rough position. Originally, it was made for the previous album. I think it was the Peeps arc. No, it was made for It was even made for a Peeps album, I think. But it was made for this album, but I can't remember what its initial use. Anyway, getting sidetracked. Black Dot was made in a very bad place, but the sound of it was just like the meaning is bad, but the track itself it gets me up in the morning and makes me happy, at least, because It gives me ambition. It gives me hype. It gives me hope, should I say.
Alright, now we have Too Far Gone.
This one, I think. I didn't like it. I don't like it now. I used to like it back then, but now it's just... it doesn't hit. It doesn't hit.
Ooh. Yeah, listen to those drums.
They did a
They're
lot more
so
performance on-
complex. Brr, brr.
You're descending into madness, and this is the track you hear. Run.
Ooh.
Frankly, the choir is a lot improved, so if I was to remaster this one, you run.
Is that like a laser synth? What's on the top of this mix?
Don't remember. Those are guitars, as you can see. The guitars are not very good. I get confused with everything. Too Far Gone was just a...
There's no motif. Was that like a bass?
Yes, that is a bass. Slap bass. FL Studios bass plugin. But it's stock bass plugin.
I love the choir.
You'll love the new ones. You'll definitely love the new ones. You'll love the new ones, Winter. Trust me. Now that I'm experimenting with different stuff.
I love it.
Wait. The reason why I stopped adding piano to certain tracks is because I just didn't. Because at the time I didn't know how to make like chugging electric guitars like over
What
drums.
is that? Is that like the top of the mix?
That's resonant frequencies which I forgot to remove. For those who don't know what that is, it's frequencies that shouldn't be in.
Yeah.
It's either that or something else, I can't remember. There was so much stuff I was going to do for this album, but at the time I didn't know.
Yeah, these drums are insane.
That's because I've been playing drums for God knows how long. Even though I don't play it anymore, I still have the fundamentals of it.
Nice. Oh god. Okay. Yeah, these tracks are just so good so far. I'm liking each of them. I think I want to say Blacked Out is my favorite one. And then it goes Wired One, Too Far Gone, Emblem's Power. I think Emblem's Power isn't really sticking with me because it's just
More ambient. More atmospheric.
doesn't mesh well with the others, if that makes sense.
That was probably the main stigma I have with that track. It just doesn't seem to fit. However, in terms of law sense, it makes sense for the track to be there, but in mashing, no. That's probably my biggest mistake I did. Whatever. The album's out, I can't stop it. Still going. Send help. Bear in mind, I'm taking notes down. Not physical notes, but mental notes, because of, I'm taking everything in. What's being said, and also, thinking about the the upcoming album in question, what should I do? So, yeah, Emma's Power wasn't really my favorite either. It was my favorite at the time of making it, but like I mentioned earlier, it was just a track to just push into the album because we needed less space between tracks and we needed more tracks to begin with. I think Emmem's Power was a last minute addition. I can't remember. Yeah, I feel like Too Far Gone served its purpose. It served as a good track in the album. Let's just say that. Yeah.
Like, that's not a critique of it at all. It just doesn't really mesh well with the others, so it's not exactly a track that I'm personally into. Okay. Now we have Solutions to No Problems, an interlude track that goes into Multiverse Error.
Okay, Solutions to No Problems overall, good idea. Was it really the best move to put into the album? Yes, so much. Then Multiverse Error, oh my fuck. Gold mine. But the remaster that I did for it recently, which is going in the upcoming album, it's not the best. It's not the worst. All I'll say.
Interesting. We're already dealing with the concept of the grand multiverse.
That's in the chat, I see that.
Solutions to No Problems. That's an interesting title. I love that album art piece. Who did that?
Me. I did that art piece. Yeah, the original plan with the art, with the title was, it was originally going to be called, what was it? Problems with Zero Solutions. Like, too many problems, we have zero solutions. It's like a way of just like, what can you do? But then I switched it around because solutions to no problems. You have so many solutions to zero problems. Like, you want to help, but there's no problems. I don't remember what the exact thing was with that. I just need to open that. What? Let me have a look. Give me a brief minute here, because I wrote it down. OneNote, open, you prick. Let me have a look. As the name suggests, you're finding solutions to no problems, contradicting yourself into thinking you have problems to questions about yourself. Okay. That was what it was originally. So you have questions about, you have problems about yourself. You think you have problems about yourself, but you don't, but you think you need to act upon it. Is what I'm trying to get. I can't remember. Yeah. Contradicting yourself into thinking that you have solutions to questions about yourself, but realistically there are questions to be answered. That is it. Need help with that one.
Hey, yo.
Well, gotta head out and think on content to make soon. Yep. See you in a bit, don't worry. In a bit, but
That's extremely detailed.
it was all made by me. This idiot here. It's a good interlude track, don't get me wrong. It's better than the Peeps Arc album. Let me just say it now. It's a bit mechanical in a way. One of the favorites up there. One of the favorite.
Ooh.
Funny enough, my first ever song I released for this channel.
Hey, yo. This is kind of funky.
Different. Hey. There is a stigma with this track. Don't get me wrong. Good track, but there's one thing I hate about it. I'll get onto that soon. There's no space to breathe. The change up with the lead and the motif. I don't think anyone's noticed.
Yo. Ooh, that's building. Okay.
There was supposed to be a key change in this track originally, but changed it. I did the key change wrong and then it fucked up. There was gonna be a key change, don't give me. I fucked. I moved it. Sirens. The sirens are so good in this track. Thankfully, I brought them back for the remaster. And I did change a few things around. I think this is back.
Okay. I'll be honest. That one really wasn't for me.
Yeah, it wouldn't be for anyone.
It got way too repetitive and stagnant with the consistent wow, wow, wow.
Okay, that is see, it's repetitive. I fucking wish I changed it. The sirens were a bit repetitive, so that's why I remaster can talk about. I think in a certain part of it they get faster, like they just go double time. I believe. Again, I have to remaster it again anyway. So I have to remaster it again anyway. Because the recent remaster I did, as of like maybe a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, for the upcoming album. No, it's no. So yeah, I can understand that. Don't get me wrong. Even I know it's repetitive. One of the better mixes, probably. I don't fucking know anymore. Actually, no, the better mix was Blacked Out. Don't get me wrong. Multiverse Era had so much crammed. Which I believe what he's going to say.
Oh, wow. It had that the entire time it was going. And I feel like for the track to work, it should have had places where that wasn't just blaring in your ears the whole time.
Exactly.
But because I know some of the story and why it's there, I can kind of excuse it, but not quite.
Don't excuse it, mate. Don't excuse it. Say your
opinions.
opinions.
Interesting case, that one.
Yeah, it wasn't the best one.
Let us go on to the next track. We have Arm Yourself, and we're going to be halfway through the album when we're done with this. That's crazy. All right, let's go. Arm Yourself.
think this was the original D&D. Changed it. Not this one coming up with the old one. Infinite Doom's theme, but then I changed it. Just to symbolize that there was all going on. Like, I didn't like it, but at the same time it just... Again, have this... And the violins... No. Shouldn't have been a thing. It might have just been...
Ooh, nice intro here.
I can get behind it, but at the same time it's just like a... So many things could be done.
This seriously sounds like it should be more of a game soundtrack than like a concept album.
Funny thing about that. I was, well, before YouTube and even during the Peeps days, I was a game dev at some point. I used to make RPG games, and I still want to make RPG games, but no drive to do it, and no idea. Don't know if it's going to be Scientia based, a separate story, but at the same time, that's just where my genre lies. Like, I mainly, I've been making video game music for a while. I think that's my main genre I stick with. But it's always good to go outside of that comfort zone, like with Multiverse Era, for example. I don't feel like that would be good in a video game. Personally, no. Maybe in some other type of video game, but for the ones I would ideally play or make, no. I'm Yourself, no. So I think the only tracks I can talk about that would be good in a video game is Emblem's Power for like a shop theme, maybe. I don't know. Wired One for a boss theme, Blacked Out for a boss theme. Too Far Gone, maybe a boss theme. Remembrance, like a intro track, maybe. Don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Yes, I make soundtracks for not really a living, but as a fucking hobby.
I think Brendan would do really well designing video game OSTs.
Be surprised.
What do you guys think?
Would I make good music for video games? Maybe. I'd have been out of it.
The choir reminds me of Sephiroth's theme from Final Fantasy VII a little bit. Especially that last measure.
Like the violins and the choir don't mix together because the way they're laid out. Again, it's repetitive. I don't like it. And the bass just doesn't. The bass was an octave too high. I wish I could have changed it. I don't know where this would be. I don't know where this track would be in a video game. Personally, I have no idea. And again, who knows? I would not remaster this track. I wouldn't. Never say never though.
Ooh. A little bit of a different melody with this higher piano. Oh no, that is the one we heard before.
Hmm. But I know of not. Is the microphone working? Give 1, 2, yes. Let's just say this track in general. No. Let's just say that now. The track he could have been, but a video game would be nice with this track. In a way.
Alright. Oh.
I'm
Before we move on. That one was decent. I still think the first 3 tracks, like the first 3 actual tracks, Wired One, Blacked Out, and yeah, I want to say like Wired One, Emblems, Power, and Blacked Out really held the candle for this album, and I feel like the more the album runs, the candle is burning out a little bit more. I don't want to say it like that because that could be perceived as like really rude or like not appreciative.
No, that's fine. I understand that. Like, in terms of the overall album, I did like have some questions about it. Like questions about to myself about like, is it really gonna be a good album when it releases? No, it's gonna be like a repetitive mess, and I just kind of went with what was necessary, like just release it and see what happens. Bear in mind, the tracks at the time sounded good. As of right now, experimenting with different things, maybe not so much. So yeah, I understood that pretty well. It's not a hate comment, don't get me wrong. Just overall, just I understand it. I understand where he's coming from. Like, ComplexiVerse is a very, very strange album for me. Thankfully, with the next one, I'll take in consideration about the track list and the way the tracks flow together. So, maybe, who knows? Knowing me, I'll probably roll with it. But yeah, I understood it. Like, Wired One, Emblems, Power, and I would personally say that Wired One, Blacked Out, and I believe Too Far Gone held up the album pretty well. The rest of the album, maybe not. Or the bass album, maybe, because there's still a deluxe edition. But the bass album, those 3 tracks held it up.
Of the album itself, there's something about it. I don't know. Something about those first 3 tracks just felt different. I don't know.
It built different. Right.
We have Ruins and then No Light Remains as an outro. And then we have 4 deluxe tracks, which I think we're just gonna go through all 4 of those in a row when we get to them. So we'll do Ruins and No Light Remains and then the last 4. Alright, Ruins. Alright.
Another ambient track.
Let's go.
It's more like a sense of mystery. This is kind of like just like a background thing. Think of it as like ambience. I did say that there was an ambient track in here.
Ooh.
So yeah, this is what this is kind of what's going through Decrypted's head during the Wired One fiasco. Phrase has been repeated over and over again. I don't know, it might have changed. In the album, that it was what I was going through.
very weird track.
I wouldn't say track, it's ambience.
Very ambient.
Yeah. I know when the BPM is, so it's fine.
That's
I can pop along.
Don't lie to me. What are the lines in Ruins? These robotic lines of dialogue.
I'll say them
That's
when the track
interesting.
ends.
I think that last line was "Don't lie to me." About what? No light remains.
Which plays into the album outro. Okay, the lines are the first one was I can't remember what his meaning was, but I can repeat them. I need to go back and listen to them actually. My brain's a sieve right now. Is that the first one?
Ooh.
Okay, so the first one is it's because you are the reason. The second one was the end of an era ended in ruin. The third line was his death amuses you, don't lie to me. And the last one was no light remains. Those three lines are towards the decrypted. So what they mean is it's because you're the reason why the war started. He's the reason why everything happened and why he's trapped in confinement. The end of an era ended in ruins. That is reference to him. Everything was ruined that day. In that fateful day of havoc, everything was ruined. His death amuses you, you don't lie to me. That is reference to one of Decrypted's close friends. He killed his close friend Agatha, who is played by a great friend to the community, Dean Areno. Dean for short. Yeah. Practically Harrow Death, who is the one talking in this, is reminding him of his sins. Even though Harrow Death practically made the decisions for him. So he's just pinpointing the blame on him. And technically he wasn't wrong, it was his fault. And No Light Remains is just a way of saying, you can't get out, you are stuck. There's no light that can drag you out. There's no light you can go to, it's just darkness for you. So yeah, that was Ruins. Those are the lines in Ruins. For those who wanted to know. And what they meant. Then the outro track.
Okay, suddenly very high energy.
I just love the outro track so much because it changes.
Wow. So that's the end of the base album.
Deluxe edition.
I really like it. As I said, I think the first 4 tracks technically have the most presence of the album.
Mm.
And I think that even though it felt like the presence was dying out, I really think that Ruins was kind of just the track I needed. The kind of like WTF, what is happening here kind of track, like the very ambient, very weird, very just intriguing mystery song.
Funnily enough, this was going like Ruins was going to be in the album the way. It's kind of like just a lore track, so people can be like, "What the hell is this? What does this even?" Like type thing, like he just said. But originally, it was a track that I made to signify that there are sins to your actions. So just like a way of saying you're going to be reminded of everything bad you have done, type thing. Not personally, like an actual personal meaning, just saying in the story it does. Ruins, in a sense, was I had a burp coming up. There we go. Yeah, Ruins was just a very interesting track to me. But I felt like it did its job well. That's all I'll say about that one. Made within maybe 10 minutes. If I was going to be completely fucking honest. Maybe
Interesting.
Maybe 15 minutes.
All right. We're going to listen to all of these in a row. So we have For Those Who Have Fallen, Alone Again, Darkened Hallucination, and Regrets.
Okay, let me go through the deluxe tracks. So deluxe track number 1 for this lore update. For those who have fallen, it's the first lore update deluxe track. We've just been recently introduced to the ComplexiVerse standard album. The next two, which were what's the other one? Alone Again and Darkened Hallucination. Those two were already in deluxe, and then the last one, which is Regrets, which is another track it just implemented in. I feel like the album needed to have like a little bit of a softer tone, because it's all energetic until God knows when. So I thought we'll just need to have like a little lighter note ending, because it was just a bit too much energy throughout the album. Let me be honest.
It's beautiful. Ooh. I believe this is also the longest track on the record.
I don't remember.
Let me fact check here.
Is it?
Yeah, just under 5 minutes.
Yeah, it is.
Ooh.
The new installments are just perfect. To me, at least. I don't know how Winter will say about them. Beautiful. Two beautiful pieces.
Ooh. Beautiful.
I love this track so much. Like the new additions, I can't say anything wrong about them. So I was in a very weird piano era. I was in a very weird piano era when I made this track. Or both of them, should I say. violins I feel like at least.
This track is so beautiful. Is this one? I wonder what this one's about in terms of the story.
I'll get onto that afterwards. There is a bit of lore to it. Every single fucking track in this album has lore.
Wow, this is gorgeous.
Perfected the craft of piano track.
This track is beautiful. I love it.
Perfected.
Holy crap. Wow.
Okay. For those who have fallen in terms of the story is after the Invaded Tomb War that has happened recently, they have to obviously they have to remember the fallen who have who unfortunately got slaughtered in Decrypted's outrage. Yes, Decrypted is the big bad, and the heroic kingdom, who is the heroic kingdom that is in the album art, is trying to stop him and take him down. It works, but there's been a lot of sacrifices along the way, and the fallen will obviously be remembered and carved in stone, and that's what that track symbolizes.
Interesting. Alright, next deluxe track, Alone Again.
Made when I was single.
Ooh. I will say that that piano hits a little bit too hard with the compression.
I know, that was probably the main reason why I hate this track, is the compression and the way it hits. However, I would definitely remaster this again. Again, hurt. Thankfully there's a slower and reverbed version of this in Lo-Fi Vibes 2. Thankfully, I saved it. Gives me Vietnam flashbacks to when I was single. And to be fair, the original album was released in November of 2022. I wish I could have added like something along with the background with the piano, but
Another emotional one. Damn.
yes, it was emotional at the time I was making this.
The last half, the deluxe tracks of this album would just be like really sad. Sad and somber, but very, very pretty all at once.
There was going to be lyrics for this track. I can't remember what the overall vibe would have
Oh
been.
my god. It's just something else, man.
There is one track that I feel like that would be an eyeballer coming up in the next album. I think there could be one, but I can't promise anything.
Wow.
I'm just saying I think there might be. You may cry due to quality, you might cry just because of the sound. Or you might cry because your ears bled. I don't know. I don't know if this was originally the longest track in the album, I think. Then when I made the tracks, For Those Who Have Fallen was the longest one. Again, compression with the piano wasn't the strongest suit. But I feel like the other instruments make up for it. If I was to do it different, compression would be different. And then velocity as well. I love this one. There's nothing really wrong about it besides the compression. It's perfect. Like, the drums were perfect, the piano was perfect. If I were to add violins or like maybe a synth pad in the back, it would have been better.
This is like go to sleep and relax here.
That's why I added the slow and reverbed version to Lo-Fi Vibes too. Because it does give you a sense of like, I could fall asleep to this.
Wow, that was beautiful.
And you cut to this shit.
Ooh.
His flutes.
Okay.
Witness versus
Darkened
change.
hallucination.
There is a reason why I call it this. There is a specific reason in terms of law. I'll talk about the law of alone again after this.
Which fades into the next one?
No, it doesn't. It definitely doesn't. Originally, it was supposed to. I removed the deluxe track but added 2 more. And this was supposed to blend into the next one. I'll explain the law between the 2 tracks, which I forgot to do for the previous ones, but fuck it, we're here now.
That was a cool effect.
Alone again. This was when, in the pivotal moment of, even moments before the war and even afterwards, Decrypted is all alone now. He has no one else but himself. Let's just say that. Like, he really is alone because he pushed people away from him and even more or less so killed them. So, just say that much. Darkened Hallucination is a pivotal moment in ComplexiVerse's lore. It's when ComplexiVerse Decrypted meets Haververse Decrypted, and they're looking at each other like it's a fucking weird mirror. So ComplexiVerse Decrypted is looking at Haververse Decrypted like it's a darkened like. So ComplexiVerse Decrypted is looking at him like he's witnessing a very weird hallucination. That's what it means.
And now, regrets. This is one of the brand new ones, so.
Yep. It's probably a lot more.
The piano is so.
Yeah.
Migrainingly funny. Nice.
I wish I added impact booms to this track, I think. Unless I added it at the very end, I can't remember, but this track was a very good one. So this is basically Decrypted, knowing the mistakes he made and he regrets everything.
Ooh.
But
It's so beautiful.
Loot. No.
Wow.
It's a lot more different than everything else I would have made. It kind of gives that, like, village vibe, you know? Kind of gives, like, a village sort of aspect. That's why I like making game soundtracks. You know what to do. Shit. I'll find it in a bit. I just love I would be a very horrific singer. I really wish I had like a wider range of instruments. Thankfully, I'm installing new VSTs soon, and I have an orchestra VST that I can test out. Which I do use for like brass. And that was ComplexiVerse, both deluxe and original, with the lore update in mind. Like, ComplexiVerse Restoration will be 100 times better than this.
Wow. Okay.
It says here, ComplexiVerse was our first album and I wanted to make updates to it to fit the new designs we made. The new Haverdev design, the new wide one design, etc. Like I explained earlier. Also, I wanted to add more tracks while removing ones that benefit the story and the lore. I did mention. So here's the lore update while waiting for ComplexiVerse Restoration that's coming for. It's this year! Thank you all for an amazing year in terms of, because this was at the very end of 2023. So I released the lore update. So, yeah, my honest review of ComplexiVerse, which I'll get into later, out of 10, bass album in terms of my own opinions. Deluxe, I'll give it a 7. 7, easily 7. Whoa. Good 7.
Wow. Okay. ComplexiVerse. Let's talk about it. ComplexiVerse from the Golden Trio. I enjoyed this album a lot more than I thought I would. The reason I say that particularly is because I've heard of the Golden Trio's work before. I've heard some of their stuff. And prior to this, a lot of it was very over-compressed, I would say. It was very amateur in the way a lot of it was mixed, but this really gave me the impression that Brandon, B.B.B, is the one who is doing the music for the Golden Trio. He's really stepping up his game. And with the sequel album to ComplexiVerse coming pretty soon, I imagine that he's going to take this review to heart.
Yeah.
Try to build it around some of the stuff that I've said here. I enjoyed a lot of this, and I'm appreciative that it did end on a dour note in terms of tone, so that the sequel can hopefully bring the scenario to a better light, a better conclusion, maybe, in that sequel. I really don't have too much else to say. This was actually a really great album. I'm really, really hyped for the sequel. I don't know what reaction number that will be, but I will be checking it out when it comes out.
Hopefully not 369. Hopefully, because hopefully not. That would just be coincidence. Would it? Oh no. Imagine ComplexiVerse Restoration getting 300. Oh, that's coincidence. Because this reaction number 69, funnily enough. Winter, don't do it. Don't fucking put this down. Please don't put Restoration of. Begging you. Oh, I just hope I release it a lot of time before that number drops. I'm hoping. It's taking its very sweet. Yeah, I generally thought that this album, the review itself of the album would be a lot more. I would have thought there would have been a lot more issues, but guess not. So yeah, I'll definitely take everything here, what has just been everything throughout the entire review to heart, and use it for the next album. So yeah, I'll definitely use everything that I've learnt.
But that's about it from me. We reacted to ComplexiVerse from the Golden Trio and Brandon B.B.B. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment below what you thought of my reaction, the album itself, what you want me to react to next. That's about it from me. Peace.
To be fair, you always assume the worst when someone critiques your work. It's just natural reflexes, Elijah. Shut up. I mean, with this one, it's a bit different because I know the next album's going to be 1,000 times better. It's already sounding 1,000 times better. Yeah, I wasn't really scared on the fact of a very bad review. I'm just scared for the fact of, like, what could have potentially been. Like, if you know me throughout my entire time, I don't review my old music as much. The Peep Saga is a prime example. I don't want to listen to that. Emotions album, which I did make for that. No, I don't really listen to that much. I don't listen to that a lot. Into the Invalid Tomb, I go back here, like ever so often. ComplexiVerse, I don't go back to. because I'm working on this album, and I don't I don't want to make the same mistakes as this album. I don't want to make the same like patterns over and over again. I want to try and alternate between everything. But yeah, in terms of overall review, good review. I don't know where this places it on a scale of 1 to 10 or 0 to 10, like a full 10 scale. I think a ComplexiVerse restoration will probably get maybe an 8 out of 10 in terms of overall effects. That's what I think it might be. So yeah.
In due time.
In due time indeed, Mr. Winterdust stuff. I have left the link to both his channel and this video in the stream description. Go over to those videos, like it, subscribe to him, turn his notification bell on as well so you get notified on the future reactions and even more or less lore I've still yet to react to, which will probably be a B.B.B stream. So, for those who don't know what his lore is, it is Rise Against Negativity, or the overall series, The Fall. The reason why I do that is because names. I don't know why I did that, to be honest. Well, it's called The Fall. I'll be reacting to that soon. I just need to build up like a certain playlist, a list of stuff to do, or a list of videos I'll react in one stream and another stream. Because I know for a fact that I'm not going to get through the entire thing all in one stream. So yeah, that'll be coming soon. But yeah, I generally thought that ComplexiVerse would have received a slightly lesser rating, mainly because of solutions to no problems and emblems power. I'm just saying out there, those two would have given it a very less mark because they're ambient tracks. Guess not. But yeah, I really actually enjoyed that. Don't get me wrong. Go to this camera, let me fix it real quick. Why am I going into there? Let me go to filters. Motherfucker. There we go. Yo. But yeah, that was that reaction. I am very scared if restoration turns out to be. Oh, I'm very scared that restoration will probably get the same treatment. I'm very scared. However, I'm very happy with it. Very happy. Guess what we can do is end with the same track we opened the stream on, which was Waiting for Answers from Lo-Fi Vibes 2. Maybe just there we go. So yeah, ComplexiVerse Restoration is coming soon. Don't exactly know when. Might release a new single within the coming month. Or within the coming weeks, so I say. A new single may be coming in the next coming weeks. So you won't be deprived of music like you ever will. Until the inevitable day that I eventually stop music for a while. Yeah. If you like what you saw, make sure you click like, subscribe, and if you're watching this as VOD, comment down below what you thought of the album, or the album review at least. Make sure you subscribe to Winterdust stuff, even his other channels like the Fall and Reminiscent Industries. They'll be on his channel page, which will be linked in the description, as well as the video that we watched is in the link to the description. Because I do not steal content. Because no. I used to do that a few years ago, it didn't get me anywhere. So, yeah. So yeah, bye, and stop.